I've been coaching for a lot of years now, so here are 5 rules that I now live and train by, so hopefully you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did in getting to where I am today. The first one is to do a lot of what you need, but enough of what you love to keep that fire in your furnace burning. Now, a perfect training plan on paper done without motivation and without enthusiasm will only get so far, where a slightly suboptimal training plan done with a lot of enthusiasm and fully committed will get you a lot more out of it. The real sweet spot is trying to get the combination of both. Do as much of the good stuff that you can tolerate, while enough of the gems sprinkled in to keep you really, really fired up and ready to go. Second one is learning that not every day or every session will be perfect. Just by the laws of averages, you will have some very, very mediocre training sessions, and that's fine. The consistency of good training, or the consistency of average training, will get you a long way. Now, you can hopefully swing the needle a little bit if you set your day up right, if you create the right atmosphere, if you have the right people around you, then you will have more good training sessions than bad. If you consistently have bad training sessions, that's the time to review what's going wrong and what's forcing that to happen. And when you have the great sessions, enjoy them. Now, the third one is a tough one for the egos to accept, and that is understanding that you are not perfect and your training plans will not be perfect. Along the way to a good training plan, you will have 1,000,001 variables that you've got to negotiate. And life will throw odd things at you, and you'll have ups and you will have downs. Whether it comes to didn't get the perfect amount of sleep one night, didn't get the perfect meals in, didn't get the perfect training sessions in, something overran, someone interrupted your day, things will happen. The best training plan will be the one where you get the best balance between all of the metrics of rest, recovery, nutrition, training, and fun. And if you can get a good balance and find a really nice spot in the middle of it, then you'll do okay. The fourth one sounds obvious, but there's a couple of little details in it. And that is to A, set your goal, and B, critically create a pathway to that goal, and then C, to act on that goal. Now, the goals can be quite big and lofty. People who tell you not to dream too big because it's unattainable, that's not necessarily true. The problem is if you don't have a clear pathway to get to that goal. Now, reaching that goal, you will have to review, do you have skill sets that you're lacking? Do you have knowledge sets that you're lacking? Do you have equipment that you need? Do you need support networks in place? What is it that you need to get from A to B? Then along that way, set yourself little sub goals. Much like if you're driving across countries, you will know which towns you're passing through, which roads you need to go on, which car you need to travel through, or public transport you need to use. As long as you know how to get from A to B, then you can achieve it. And the final part of it is to act. And it sounds daft, but the amount of goals that actually never make it off the shelf because people don't make the first step. And again, it's people overthink what they need to do. Sometimes you just need to start, even if it's starting with a very, very simple step, a very easy session, or I don't know, speaking to someone, making a phone call. Just act. As long as you act, you will get slightly further down the road. And the final point is to create flexibility in life and in your training. Now, these curveballs that life will throw at you, you're going to have to flex somewhere or other. Your training sessions, you might need to chop a little bit off a training session, adjust a day. You may end up training when you're tired. There may be things that you just can't control. Now, if your training is your priority at this point, then you may find that your social life needs to flex. If your social life is your priority, then your training might flex. Ultimately, it's up to you which you flex, but creating the opportunity to adjust both will give you the chance to make sure you just don't get derailed. Now, hopefully you may have picked up on a couple of little gems in there, but if not, even if it's just a good reminder of the things we all need to hear every now and then, hopefully this has helped. If you want to return a favor, help me by sharing this or liking it. Apparently it does something. Either way, I don't really know, but as long as you keep riding, keep progressing, and enjoy life, I'm happy.